Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be kind of just a casual get ready with me. I have some products here that I have not used yet. Most of these I did get from the Sephora VIB sale that was, I don't know, it was weeks ago at this point. I was originally going to do a haul. I talked about this in my last video, but just with the coronavirus and shipping, the timing wasn't right. So I think I'm just going to kind of introduce new pieces of makeup in upcoming videos, and then just kind of use it as I go. So I have some lip glosses here, and I'll kind of touch base on these. This is the main product though that I want to, there we go, talk about. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I've heard so much about this. Actually, during the haul, I'm going to go ahead and open it and get started. I have nothing on my face. I do have on just a little bit of the Perricone MD, the no makeup lipstick on my lips, just because they were really dry. But, so yeah, starting off with this primer. During the haul, I was talking with one of my friends, Lexi, and I think she said that she was getting this as well, but she was on like her third bottle of this. This is so pretty. It's like this pretty like mint color. Ooh, I'm excited to try it. Anyway, so yeah, I think that she was on like her third one. So I was like, wow, it's that good. And so after hearing her say that, I decided that I had to try it. So I added it to my cart too. From what I've heard, I don't even know how much to use. This might be like way too much, but from what I've heard, it's really sticky, but that's part of its like claim to fame. And like why it's so good, just because it helps really adhere your foundation to your face and not move. So that's what I'm expecting. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely sticky. Definitely a sticky primer. But that's probably good. Okay. Let me wipe off my hands a little bit. And I actually I didn't even think about the foundation that I was going to use with this. So, we're just going to kind of wing this. I think I might actually just use, I'm having a toss-up between the L'Oreal True Match and Fenty. Let's do L'Oreal. Let's do L'Oreal today. So yeah, this is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup. I am in the shade W7, which is Caramel Beige, which I don't even know. I think this should match. Most people have different foundations for different seasons. I typically only have one, and then I'll just have to like lighten it or darken it depending. Oh, that's good. Oh, dang it. I was going to use color corrector. I was thinking about if there was a way I could do it on top, but forget it. We're just going to skip color corrector today. Maybe I'll still do it under my eyes. And like always, I'm using my Real Techniques sponge. I'm just going to pat this in. I actually think I am going to use, I'm going to try to use a little color corrector still. Hopefully this doesn't totally botch my makeup. I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown, her corrector in the shade Dark Peach. Just going to kind of, I like to warm it up on my, it's in this like little pod thing, and this is the color. It's like this salmon-y peachy color. And I'm just going to put some right there. This is where I tend to get a little bit darker or just have more like pigment. And this looks weird because it's lighter than the foundation, but typically obviously this goes under, so ignore that. And then I'm going to put some under my eyes, just to help mask any dark circles. And I'm gonna go back in with the foundation and cover up this corrector. And then for concealer, I'm not going to spot conceal today just because I feel like the L'Oreal foundation did a really good job of covering pretty much everything up. But for under my eyes, I am going to use my Pat McGrath concealer. This is the Sublime Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer in the shade M15. I talked about this in the last video. Obsessed. This is so good. I'm telling you, if you are a concealer person, try this. It is so good. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer a little bit. But oh, it's a little different though. But it's creamy like that. It's creamy, but it's full coverage. It's easy to blend. You have a decent amount of time to work with the product. It's just all the good things. And I really like the color. This is a brightening concealer for me, obviously, but it's just so good. So I'm just gonna wait and let it sit for just a second. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna use this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and just kind of spray my sponge a little bit. This concealer is actually like fun to use too. I don't know, I can't explain it. Hopefully that makes sense. But you know how some makeup you do because maybe you feel like you just need to, or it's just a, you know, a critical step in your makeup routine, so you just have to do it, but you don't really enjoy it. You're like, ugh, I have to do that. This is like fun. Like putting on this concealer, it's just so, I think it's just because it's so easy to work with. It does all the work for you. And you just, I don't know. It's just really, really good. And then before I powder my face, I am going to use a cream bronzer. So I talked about this as well. And I already swatched it in my last video. So this is the Fenty cream bronzer. And this is in the shade 05 Teddy. And so I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm just going to use this with a brush. This is a Sigma, it's actually a concealer brush, the F75. But it's nice and flat. So I'm just going to pick up some of this and draw, and then I'll blend it out with my sponge. That's typically how I like to do cream bronzers and contours. I've seen some other videos on Rihanna's cream bronzers, and a lot of people were saying pretty much the same thing, that, I mean, it pretty much blends out into almost nothing, in the sense that it's not a very, it's not super like harsh, if that makes sense. So the good thing about that is, if you're not somebody who wants like a lot of bronzer, this could be a very subtle everyday product. And if you want more, you're just gonna have to use a little bit more. So I'm actually gonna just go in directly with my sponge, and I'm just gonna kind of stamp this along, just because I do want a little bit more color. Okay, sticking with the cream products, I'm going to use the NUDESTIX Sunset Strip. This is one of their cream blushes, and I recently got this. I already have one, but this color is a little bit brighter than the one I have. Okay, so I have this on my finger, and I'm just going to put this on the apples. We're going to go in with a clean finger and kind of blend back into the bronzer. I love NUDESTIX so much. Their products are so good. And they're so travel friendly. So now I'm going to go ahead and powder because I can definitely see my eyelids creasing pretty bad. I'm going to use the Pat McGrath, her Blurring Under Eye Powder, and this is in the shade Medium. Talked about this last time too. Love this powder because it feels so light, so weightless. I'm going to powder with the Wayne Goss 02 brush. As always, this is my favorite powder brush. If you're going to use a brush for your eyes and underneath your eyes, I think this is perfect. Actually, first I'm going to go back in and just kind of try to get rid of any creases. Make sure you don't have blush on your fingers. So, gonna do that. And then I'm just going to try to do this without causing more creases. Then I'm going to take this powder. It's just so lightweight, but you definitely are picking up some. And then I'm just going to lightly brush this over the eyelid. It literally feels like you're putting nothing on. It's amazing. And then we'll do the other eye. And then just to powder a little bit kind of around the perimeter of my face, I'm going to go in with this IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder Brush. So this is just a little bit more fluffy. And I'm going to use the Milk Makeup, their Translucent Medium Powder. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Maybelline City Bronzer. And this is in the shade 300. And I'm going in with the M.A.C. I think that says 168. This is a little bit of an older brush, but it's just like an angled brush. This is really good for contouring. I'm not going to contour per se, but I just want the bronzer to be a little more precise. So I guess I kind of am contouring a little bit, but it doesn't have to be super, super contouring. I'm like bronzing. And then using that same bronzer, I'm going to grab a fluffy blending brush. This is the Hakuhodo J5523, I believe. And I'm just going to pick this up, super easy, and dust this kind of in the crease, maybe slightly below the crease, just to give the eye a little definition. And I'm taking that same brush, same color, and dusting it underneath the eye as well. And then for the nose contour, as always, I'm going to use the Sigma E50 with the Hoola, the original, just their Hoola bronzer. This one's a little bit lighter, so it works really well on my skin tone for a nose contour. Okay, for blush, I'm going to go in again with the same brush, the F10, the Sigma F10. But instead of using Melba, which is what I typically use, I think I'm going to use this color, which is Peaches. And I don't think you guys can tell, but this is definitely brighter. So I feel like it's closer to the Sunset Strip. So yeah, and I never use this color, so trying to switch it up a little bit. for highlight, I'm going to kick it old school. We're going to go in with the Sigma F35, this highlighter brush, and I'm going to use the Ofra Rodeo Drive. I feel like I used to use this all the time and then I stopped. This stuff is very pigmented though. So we're just going to use a little bit, and we can always add as we go. And then I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to grab this Morphe E36. It's this little tiny little baby brush. And I'm going to use this to highlight my nose. Just a little. Okay, so aside from eyebrows and eyelashes, which I always do off camera, I'm pretty much done. I just need to figure out what I'm going to wear for lips. I definitely want to do a lipstick. I just don't know what color. So stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I lied about the lipstick. Clearly not wearing lipstick. I'm actually wearing the lip glosses. So I forgot that I was gonna talk to you guys about these guys. I just took them out of the packaging. But yeah, I have talked about this one specifically before on my channel. This is the Lancome Absolute Lacquer. It's a lip gloss and I'm obsessed with it. It's so good, it's pigmented, it slides on. It's not one of those like sticky lip glosses. And more than anything, it lasts so long. Like I'm not kidding, hours this stuff will last. So I've always had this shade. This is in the shade 274. I don't know if you guys can see, but look, hopefully, yeah, you can see how much I've used. I have used almost all of this. So I actually bought a backup of this one. And I'm going to swatch all of these just so I can show you guys. But yeah, these are just so nice. So during the sale, I was like, I have to pick up more. They're so good. So these are the 3 shades that I got. This one right here is the one that's the shade 274 that I've had for a while now, and I know I've mentioned it before on my channel, so I got another one of those. This one is a light pink one, and I believe this is the shade 236. Yes, 236. And then this last one, this is a bright, like poppy red, and this is shade 134. So when I put them on, I actually put this one on first. But then it wasn't the vibe I was going for. It's pretty by itself, but I just wasn't feeling it right now. So, like by itself. So then I topped it with this one. So that is what's on my lips right now. It's kind of like a mixture, and I feel like the mixture was exactly what I was going for. So yeah, that's the lips. As far as the eyes, everything is the same except for the mascara. So I made a purchase from Iconic London a little bit ago, and I got a complimentary mascara. Where's the packaging? Here it is. So this is called the Triple Threat Mascara. And so it's this. And so I thought, oh, why don't I try this? It's always fun to try out a new mascara. This is the wand. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's very, very tiny. I don't even know if that's going to focus. But here we go. Super, super tiny. I don't typically go for wands like this. But, I mean, I feel like it's nice. I definitely can see my eyelashes. My eyes look bloodshot. Ignore that. But yeah, my eyelashes look very dark. This is one coat, so I feel like it did a really good job. And I actually have it on the top and the bottom. So far, so good. But yeah, I like the look. Hopefully you guys like it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, if you guys have any requests, any fun summer makeup, let me know. Because yeah, I have some ideas in my head of like fun videos, but open to suggestions. So yes, subscribe, hit the notification, thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.